fight, push the limit all the night. Feel the fire, hear the sound, burning rubber on the ground. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck, but in the end, it sucks to suck. Feel the rush, adrenaline, victory in our skin. Tighten the grip, hold the line, defeat's the word we leave behind. Danger right with every turn, in every crash, a lesson learned. The roar of engines, scream of tires, feeds the need, ignites the fire. You thought you had the skills to win, but the checkered flag is where it begins. Born to race, born to fight, push the limit all the night. Feel the fire, hear the sound, burning rubber on the ground. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck, but in the end, it sucks to suck. On the edge of speed, we drive the line, leave them broken at the finish sign. Glory waits for those who dare. In the heat of battle, we're prepared. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck, but in the end, it sucks to suck. On the end, it sucks. Clears and engines die. The victors stand, the rest just cry. The truth is hard, the road is rough. If you can't keep up, well, it sucks to suck. Engines roar, the lights go green. Metal beasts on gasoline. Pedal down, no turning back. Feel the thunder on the track. Chrome and steel, the battle calls. Through the smoke, we stand tall. Rivals crushed, we leave in dust. Speed is our only trust. You think you're fast, you think you're tough, but on this track, it sucks to suck. Born to race, born to fight, push the limit all the night. Feel the fire, hear the sound, burning rubber on the ground. No mercy shown, no second place. In this league, there's no disgrace. If you're not first, you know the luck, but in the end, it sucks to suck. Feel the rush, adrenaline, victory in our skin. Tighten the grip, hold the line, defeat's the word we leave behind. Danger right with every turn, in every crash, a lesson learned. The roar of engines, scream of tires, feeds the need, ignites the fire. You thought you had the skills to win, but the checkered flag is where it begins. Born to race, born to fight, push the...
Welcome everyone tonight to the Core GT series. This is season 10, round number 4 from Road America. I'm John, and we got Tyler in the booth, and Dom may or may not be here tonight. We noticed he was having some computer issues. I think he's currently signed up for the session, but we have not seen him turn a lap. Looks like it is 65 degrees out here today at Virtual Road America. Track temp of... Where is it going to tell me that? It said 74 earlier. We'll have to go to that.
I got 70 on my end. 70 degrees.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll have to pull up the weather. Here we go. Yep, 70 degrees. 88% humidity. A little bit of wind here today. 16 miles an hour. Coming from 252 degrees. So I don't know which direction that is, honestly.
Me neither.
Got Ricky Renner here, currently having a second place time on the boards. About to set hopefully a faster lap for him.
I don't think so. He ran off wide on the back stretch. I don't think it'll be a good one here. I don't think it'll count. Yeah, nope.
No county. All right. Nathan Sines currently having the fastest time.
Oh.
Let me rephrase that. That'll be Mason Smith with a 2:04.18. Still have about 10 cars yet to set a time. I saw during practice Michael Brock here having the. Carl's told me a million times I keep butchering it. I'm sorry.
I think it's
Michael.
Brock. I believe it's Brock.
It's either Brock or Broke. Or Brook or.
Let's say Michael B.
At this point, we're just having fun with it. But no. He was the fastest time in practice. So, see if he gets one more lap in here. But not too far off. It looks like he is going to park it. Oh, that's right. They get 2 laps. So, that being his second there.
There's a lap. John Schwartz at the top.
2:04.03. And look, it's Rexy. And if anyone saw the Daytona 24, that Rexy has a front bumper and a front clip.
In there.
Did you hear that somebody stole the front all the parts from iRacing? But
I did hear that.
It's crazy.
When they weren't actually supposed to be yet.
You know, if that was in Italy, if it was a Tifosi and a Ferrari, absolutely. You know, those little sticky-fingered guys, they just take everything.
Of course. Why not? It's there.
But looking through here, it looks like Kelly Porter's still pounding around the track there in that Amsoil Corvette. Is it... That actually sounds good. Have they changed the Corvette noise, or does it just sound like a vacuum cleaner inside of it?
I don't know. Let's see. Let me get myself a double check.
Yeah, so
That sounds pretty good to me. I like it.
Yep, it definitely sounds better outside the car. So, here we go. Alan Elwood coming to play over here on the GT side, our resident Xfinity expert.
Well, over here, my close competitor, one of my close competitors in the Xfinity series. Good lap.
Yeah. You seem to have been doing pretty good up there in Xfinity.
Yeah, pretty all right. Should be a little higher in points if it wasn't for that Texas incident. But hey, we've been running good. Had a good finish this past week in, remember where the heck were we?
Homestead.
Homestead, yes, ran well there. Had a shot to win there, but oh well.
Yeah, you're more comfortable running that high line than me.
Yeah, I've done it plenty of times. I'm not Kyle Larson or anything. I can't do that, but it's fun.
So looking through here. So Alan, I mean, if we let's see if SDK is going to play nice. And if I click overall here and overall there, we can see everyone's times, and you can see that first through essentially 10th with Mark Gonzalez, you know, he's 1.1 second off Schwartz's time there. So your top 10 essentially within a second, your top 20 right there within another second.
I mean, just put it this way, 1st to 7th is within half a second. That makes it even better.
Yeah, I mean, so these guys are stacked on top of each other, and if memory serves, unless you can break about a 6 to 7 tenths gap on the guy behind you, you know, especially on the front straight, they're going to come back at you.
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw in practice, draft can be really good. It depends on what car you're running, but I mean, if you're within, I don't know, 3-4 tenths and you got a good clean draft on the guy in front of you and maybe they don't have the one on front of them, I think you'd be set up pretty good. I'll be curious. There'll be probably plenty of people doing some dive bombs. At least I hope so. But that's just the oval driver in me and stock car person.
Waiting on SDK here to finalize the quali results here for me, so I can pull that up. But give it a little shout out to our sponsor this season, Chase Decals. They specialize in wraps and graphics for business and commercial purposes. They do like vehicles, like fleet vehicles, emergency vehicles, things like that. They do. They don't really do a lot of personal jobs, racing or motorsport stuff. But you know, if you got a commercial thing, check out Chase Decals, and it does nice to help us here with the broadcast, so we do appreciate it. All right, so now that we got this, here we go. Grid. Show me the grid. There we go. Show me the grid, but you know what? Well, oh, wait. That's what I need to click. There we go. So Schwartz taking home top quality with that 204.027. Mason Smith, .152 there back. And then we have Ricky Renner in third. Nathan Sides in fourth. Kelly Pointer in fifth. Alan Elwood in sixth. Michael Broke in seventh. Brock, remind me to ask him if he makes it to the...
I'll say Michael B. That'll be helpful.
Alan Gullison all the way up there in eighth for silver, so that's the best silver guy we got there. Let's roll them one more down. Wait, we went way too far. There we go. Jack Peterson in ninth. Mark Gonzalez will be running at your top 10. Then we have Braden Carlson in 11th. Nathan Nickerson in 12th. Brendan Deming in 13th. Nick Terrell down in 14th. You know, that's kind of low to see Nick down there.
Didn't set a practice lap either. That probably didn't help.
Alex Jasper is your highest ranking bronze there in 15th. Josh Anderson in 16th. Brandon Mateo in 17th, Jesse Francisco in 18th, Shane Theron, another one of our Xfinity guys, in 19th, Josh Betts in 20th, William Burrell, see him running over in CSRL, is in 21st, Eric Martin in 22nd, Alexander Hamrick in 23rd, James Molyneux in 24th, John Crane in 25th, Robert Kinney in 26th. Doesn't he run Xfinity as well?
He's run, I don't know if he's full-time, but I've seen him run every now and then, yeah.
I was going to say, I seem to remember him Tuesday night. 27th, we got Paul Lawson, and it says Dominique Ford in 28th. However, we have not seen Dom set a lap, so we're going to go with, he is not in here tonight. Let me swap back over to the group thing. If you're going to play nice. Group 2. There you go. You can kind of see how these guys settle in their classes right now. And then I can do this, and that should change it over. Okay, good. It's playing nice. It was not doing that in quali.
Yay!
So you can see we got Rexy out on the front there. Got some Rockstar paint jobs. Got some Jack Peterson. Braden in a Ferrari tonight. Though I did notice Ricky Renner not in the Porsche. So maybe he won't spin. The only Merc I see tonight is good old Mark No Show Jones here, or Gonzalez. always see No Show and say Jones. And I guess that's the old country fan in me. Let's see. We got the mystery machine here for Nick. We do. Always running the mystery machine. Josh Anderson, one of the few Mustangs in the field tonight. Shane being in the other one. And yeah, all the Xfinity guys seem to like the Mustang. I wonder why.
We will find out.
Yeah, trying to look for any other outliers. You know, I only see a handful of Porsches. I mean, Schwartz setting the fast time there. Kelly Pointer and Brandon, the only Corvettes I see here tonight. There's a handful of Acuras, handful of Ferraris. I don't see any Lamborghinis or Audis. Generally, the Lambo does all right here, so I'm wondering if it's gotten a recent debuff.
Well, it's funny. I was at Daytona when I ran my one-off a few weeks ago. I ran the Mustang, and in the end, that is not one of my favorite cars. I just wanted something to run. I mean, it's a one-off. And I also had the Lambo to choose from, and since I ran the Lambo in another league of mine, I've learned that that car is miles better than the Mustang. So my race at Daytona was for nothing. It was so unfortunate. So next season when I do my one-off, I'm probably going to stick to the Lambo because that car felt way better.
So we will, let's see. I do have a starter cam so we can watch Barney here drop the flag as you see them all coming around that corner.
All right, let's do it, Barney.
Off.
Let's do this. Let's get ready to rumble here. Gosh, I love Road America. I love this place. I can't wait.
See him drop the flag.
Don't drop it, Barney. Wait for it. There we go. Let's do this.
Swap over to the start cam here. Got a little bit of jockeying around. Let's see Gonzalez going for that inside line.
Renner with a really good start.
He is making sure nobody gets inside of him there. Back to this field a little bit. Looks like everybody making it through turn 1.
All good. Oh, in the grass. Oh, Jaspers is around. Oh. A little bit of contact. Hamrick, I believe, as well. We got to get back going straight. Back around.
All the cars look like they're, for the most part, all right. No major damage. Not seeing any crabbing there. We got a few guys running a little off left in turn 5.
Ooh, Gonzalez was a little wide there.
Turn 6 here. Turn 7, everybody. For the most part,
looks good.
You know, that one little whoopsie into them.
That's just racing. That'll happen. Gotta have wrecked somewhere. Although pretty good. I like it. A little side by side. Nathan going around Braden here.
I'll catch him coming out of turn 10. Yeah.
Gosh, the kink, that's going to be the part.
You're going to see.
Yeah, the kink here too, especially. That's going to be the part I continue to watch out for. It's the sketchiest part here.
Oh, here we go. Who was that?
Oh.
We got a Porsche flipping after the
huge
kink there.
Eric Martin. Oh.
And parked in a not good spot. You got the Mustang slowing down.
Yeah, he went a little bit wide there, and the kink barely nicked the grass. And then, oh my goodness, it was William Burrow.
Yeah, look at all that.
Slammed into him. Oh. Wow. That was. I haven't seen a hit like that in this series. Ever, really.
But we have a we have a new leader, Mason Smith, getting around Schwartz. Now, here's your question. If you're Schwartz, obviously you got pace. We saw that during quality. You know, if you know you're capable of sitting behind Mason, you just sit behind Mason, save that fuel.
I mean,
Dom's answer is always yes.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would. I mean, it's just, especially early in the race, you don't really know what maybe some guys might pull on fuel strategy. Maybe John is just going to sit behind. We know he has pace, but we don't know exactly how much pace. Will we have enough to where he's just capable of running near Mason or passing him or running away with it? I don't know. He might just sit back, relax for a little bit, get that draft, and we'll see what he does later.
Yeah, Gonzalez here right on the tail of Alan Gilson. Looks like he maybe was thinking of trying to take a look in there. Not exactly a normal passing zone. The 280 of Nathan Nickerson there, throwing all sorts of debris out on the track. So Nickerson, maybe those cold tires, just a little bit of a handful in that Porsche for him here tonight.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Looking back through here, got Francisco on the tail of Josh Anderson here. But really, here's you a nice little grouping with Kelly Pointer and Alan Elwood.
Yeah, really cool to see Alan out here running with these guys. Our Xfinity Series regular. Cool to see. Pretty competitive too.
Obviously, he can remember more than 4 corners. So.
that's a good thing. Good run here for Kelly off the corner on Ricky. See if he can get the draft.
Looks like Alan's got a good run there on the back of Kelly too.
It's going to be a train. We'll see what they do into turn 1.
Ricky, I don't think he's quite close enough to be getting a really good sniff off the back of sides there.
Yeah, not quite.
As Hamilton would say, give me the big suck. And Kelly definitely on the tail end of Ricky there. Alan is,
he's got a run here.
You know, a lot of people say, oh, he's just faster. But here's the thing. He is running 0.08 of a second. Yeah, just right there on the tail. You have to trust somebody to run that close to him.
Well, again, he's an oval guy. I mean, we've seen him run these. Oh, almost. I think a little bit of contact between him and Pelly.
Yeah, it looked like it was just a little close there.
Oh, Peterson has to check up as well. Well, like I was saying, Elwood has run on ovals. It's a normalcy to push. So, not surprising.
Back here and watch this early crash from Alex Jaspers here. What happened? Oh, just touched the grass. Spun it around, and nowhere for the yellow car to go, and the others, all the other quote-unquote accidents, that's just avoiding action, nothing crazy.
Yep.
So, we got that one. And then we saw the one for Eric Martin here. We'll get a better view of that.
Oh, violent hit, too.
And then, yeah, William nowhere to go. And then, you know, that kind of looks like a Volkswagen Beetle right there. So let's go back and catch back up to the live time here. It's funny, you can hear. So Mark Gonzalez wanting back in 23rd. What happened here? As he went off track. Well, let's see.
He brought it down pit road. Looks like an issue with his right front. Oh, there was a spin in front of him. It was Nathan. Oh. Okay.
Oh, wow, yeah. See, it didn't register that as a crash. Let's see. Nathan Nicholson here went off track. Let's see.
On the final corner.
Fast forward that a little bit, since SDK didn't register what I clearly saw some contact as a actual crash. Let's see, so in the final corner, you say?
Yes,
Down
just entering
through
the final
around
corner.
the gravel pit. Yep, right there, coming over the top of the hill, gets a little loose and slot. Yeah. Gonzalez nowhere to go there. Luckily, right there before the pits, I got to drive it right back in.
See, the tricky thing with what Nathan did there is that if you mess up one corner, it'll mess up the rest of them that you have coming up, and that's the thing. He got a little too much into the grass there on the left-hander, and then once he got back onto the straightaway, the car just was not happy, did not want to turn left as much as he wanted, and it just... Once it's sideways, these things are tough to save.
Pulling back the overall standings up here. We have Mason, Schwartz, Sides, Renner, and Elwood being your top 5 there. And you can see you have 2 by 2, and then it's still the big battle back here. These 4. You got Ricky has managed to get up to the back of Allen. Yeah, so you have Michael, Kelly, Jack, and Brady. Oh, no, Brady.
You can throw a blanket over these guys, but the thing now is that Allen is quite a bit behind Ricky here, so he's got nobody in front of him to draft off of, and now you got Michael. Right now, as he's going down the straightaway, he's got to run, but chooses not to take it. But up front is a side-by-side battle. Ricky's going to get by Nathan Sides for P3. Nice move there. I gotta figure out these corner numbers.
Yeah, this is one of those things. It's like I'm just happy they don't give some of the names. Speedville Corner,
forget that.
Bratwurst Bridge, or whatever it is.
I don't know.
But no. You can see that's the gap there between Ricky and the leader Mason and Schwartz. Back over here. looking like Peterson getting by Pointer back there.
Also had a little bit of a moment during this lap as he lost a lot of ground. Oh yeah, he did.
Yep, a little bit of an off track right there. Yep, open the door and let Jack walk right on through.
Mm-hmm.
They have dropped Braden off the back of them as well.
Now that'll be tough for him because he's got nobody to draft off of, so he's either got to get up to these guys on pure pace or the guys behind him will catch up first.
Now we do have this little battle here between Shane, Jesse, Brandon. Oh, Shane!
Oh, Shane!
Collect it up. That is not the corner you want to go off track on because it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt all the way down that long hill.
Well, he did good keeping it straight there and getting it back going. Lost a lot of spots in the process, but you'd rather have that than a wrecked race car.
Absolutely. Nah. Never been the car. Let's see, looking back through here. We also have a little bit of a battle here between Brandon Mateo and James Molyneux. Looking like James is slowly opening that gap up there a little bit. Trying to sit here and also have, looks like Betts and it's making the move there to the inside.
Wow, that was fun.
That is one thing. The Porsche traditionally has always been really good on the brakes, but also you got a drag race here out of these two. Acura versus Acura. It's weird. It's weird seeing a Molyneux in a not the vet, but ever since he stepped out of the vet, he seems to be doing a little bit better, a little more consistent. So. Oh! Brandon into the wall. Let's see. Swoop. Looks like it's fairly limited to probably a little bit of aero damage.
It's alright.
Nothing too crazy. Checking back in there with Peterson. Looks like Kelly has managed to close that gap back up to the back up in there.
We got a 4-car blanket here. Really cool.
Kind of crazy seeing how much, with all the new particle effects, they are dragging stuff there onto the track.
It's cool, but it's terrifying as a driver because while
just
it's
a little
realistic,
bit?
Oh yeah. Just while it's realistic, that's awesome for the fans and us in the booth. But for them, you don't know what in the world's going to happen, how your car will react to all that.
A little bit of a oh no, iRacing. Why did you do what you just did? Can you still hear me, Tyler?
Oh,
iRacing just decided to crash on me. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, people.
Well, I will broadcast for everybody while I'm still watching.
Yeah, you can do the radio style.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as we were going by it, just looking at this battle here, Peterson went a little bit wide in turn 6, lost a little bit of ground, lost a position to Kelly, and now Peterson, I believe, has fallen to 8th place, it looks like. Up front, though, still Mason Smith leading by about half a second or so. Not really anything too crazy here. Jonathan staying within that gap right now. Ricky Renner is about 2 seconds back. Also not really losing much touch of the leaders, but kind of struggling to keep up pace. Nathan Sides still hanging on in P4. Michael Brock a little bit wide there in turn 12. Held on, though, still in P5. Alan Elwood hanging on to P6. Peterson and Kelly Pointer now side by side heading into turn 14. And Peterson will clear Pointer and will take 7th place back over Pointer in 8th. Carlson trying to catch up to these guys, but a couple seconds back, maybe about 3-4 seconds in P9. And Nick Terrell in P10 as well. Pretty good so far. If there's any incidents going on. Doesn't look like anybody's got anything to worry about right now. Let's see, who's moving up the field a bit and who's falling? Let's see if we can look at spots gained. Josh Betts right now looks like he is the highest gainer right now. Started 20th and is currently running P12. Gain of 8 spots. Really good here. Let's see, who's lost the most spots? It looks like it's Alan Gullison who's lost the most spots.
Drifting, right, Alan?
Oops, that's the wrong button.
Sorry, what was that?
There we go. Okay, I'm back now.
Yay!
I can see everything.
Yay!
Although currently showing Ricky Renner is having the fastest lap, I think.
That sounds about right.
Yep, with a
Let's see.
204.1. So that's why you're seeing the gold division above the platinum is Ricky's little fast lap there.
But the gap is getting closer. Not Jonathan. The battle for the lead is pretty close right now. Mason's got lap cars in front of him, which we don't talk about that much.
Yeah, you don't normally see them most of these races, at least not until the later bits.
That'll help Jonathan a little bit. Maybe not much on this corner exit. You have to check up for the lap car.
Compromising his exit there gave Mason the chance to hold it off, but is the Porsche out drag now? From that one view, is he gonna just out straight drag him? I didn't think that was a Porsche specialty.
Well, we'll see if Ricky can get any closer either here. He's closed the gap. He was about 8. He gained about 8/10 over this last lap, so he's starting to get into the mix. He's got that draft, and you mentioned, what is it? Maybe that's 6-7 tenths or so. You hit the draft, and you're there.
Yeah, if you're sucking up behind from here all the way down, and he knows how to get that little bit of a side draft, but that has, he's down to 0.6 of a second away from the back of Schwartz there. If he can keep it up and get the drag all the way through the kink, be right back there with them and for the front straight, and that should allow him to catch all the way back up.
Well, like we had that battle of the 4th to 8th place cars under a blanket. Now you can throw the top 3 cars under a blanket.
Well, we said that, and oh wait, no. The way SDK measures time, when you're depending on who you're clicking on, sometimes it messes with my head. So, yeah,
I got the lucky old iRacing scoring. Nothing special, just averages.
Yeah, looking back here, Joshua Betts, Jesse Francisco, and Brandon. Yeah, these guys all within about a second of each other. I believe that was Francisco just getting past Betts there.
Yeah, he went a little bit wide there. I'm trying to figure out what corner that is. Turn 10, it looks like. Kept it going though. Nice little gap over Betts.
Jasper's down 2 spots now, so he's recovered some of those he lost. Your current biggest gainer is Josh Betts here.
Yeah.
Up 8 spots. Jesse's also up 7. And Nick Terrell there up 4 spots. So.
Whoa, lap car going way off in front of Jesse. That's Paul Lawson. Parked it. Yeah, he just towed it back.
Okay, so that was William. So that's why he's off pace, because after his incident with Eric Martin having to tow back, that's what put him there.
And I just saw James Molyneux. He had an incident as well. Looks like he lost it off at turn 14. He's dropped down to 21st, so tough break there.
Yep, got into the kitty litter.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Is he gonna catch the backslide here? No. Just a little incident.
Just a little.
Back now. But yeah, look, Nathan Sides there. And Ricky Renner, yep, within a half a second, he is thoroughly back up with these guys. So, we're 20 minutes into the race now. It's, we got to be getting close to time for pitting.
That'll be fun.
Missing Dom tonight. Normally we just ask Dom, like, hey, what's the pit strategy here?
Hey, I mean, I've learned this on ovals now that I'm full-time in the Xfinity series. I should never be a strategist in my lifetime. It's interesting, but, I mean, looking at the top 3 right now, I mean, obviously Mason is probably burning the most fuel, not getting much draft. We'll see if John decides to do any little pit strategy or so. He's kind of known for doing a lot, pitting a little bit later than some of the guys, so we can have something else. But as I say that,
double, there you go.
Top 2 bringing it in, but Ricky Renner's choosing to stay out of lap.
But notice what Ricky is in. He's in the McLaren. And for me, the McLaren, I could save fuel in that thing easily. Now, and here's the other thing. You want to see somebody who will stretch a fuel strategy out? Nick. Multiple times I got an extra lap or two. Even there was one race I got an extra lap on Dom and Mason. I came into the pits and had Nick behind me, and he stayed out one more lap. And I'm like,
I was just about to say, and
So,
Nick is
whether the mystery
one.
machine is capable of running off hopes and dreams, I don't know. But
Well, unsurprising, it looks like Ricky and Nick may be the only ones to have stayed out, unless I'm missing. Let's see.
Where's your next?
Wertz has
Hamrick
beat
is
Mason
gonna be-
Smith off of pit road. That's pretty big.
1 second faster, or one. Okay, it's 0.97 of a second faster in the box, and actually faster in and out on top of that. 57.6 for Schwartz. Pit lane time 59.02 for Mason.
Good for him. That'll definitely help. Now we'll see what he does.
Now here's the other thing. If you're Mason and you're smart, do you let Schwartz think he's jumped you in the pits just to save a little more fuel in that second half? Since you both had to come in anyway?
And
then underfuel him and take it right back from him?
That's very possible. Unless, I mean, at this point, I thought Schwartz was going to stay behind Mason in that first run and just maybe stay out one lap longer. But now that they've came onto pit road at the same time, I mean, we'll see what they decide to do here. You're right. Mason might just run behind, save a little bit of fuel, and then make that last pit stop a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you got to be careful because, I mean, I'm decent at road racing, and I know enough from Xfinity that, I've learned from Kevin Foster. There's fuel strategy and stuff. But at the end of the day, if I think I'm playing a good game, I'm playing checkers, and these guys are playing chess. It's not the same. The mind games they got going on with each other now. So here's the thing. Both Ricky Renner and Nick are in the pits.
Yep. Now we'll see. Ricky will probably have a much quicker pit stop on that last one.
Let's see. There's Schwartz. They are coming up to the thing here. Ricky, is he moving yet? He is moving.
Now he is. Oh, it'll be close. Oh, not quite.
Nope. But here's the thing. Ricky's got an extra lap. He's got extra fuel. They have to stop at least one more time. Because this is an hour race. They made it just past 20 minutes.
Well, I definitely expect at least one more stop from everybody, but now it'll just be dependent on how much fuel they take on their last stop.
The question is, how much fuel does Ricky have to burn to get... Because if he can get back in that draft and just save... let's say he goes 2 more laps this time. He could be 4 gallons under, maybe, with 2 laps. 2 extra on top of his other. So, now you're talking about 2 or 3 seconds. So if he can keep that gap nice and close, there's some big savings to be had.
Well, I mean, he has technically a lap fresher tires, and from what I've learned in my 2 starts in this series, tires can mean a little bit of a difference, but I mean not like crazy amounts. So I'm sure he might push it for a few laps at the beginning here just to try to get that draft. And if he doesn't think he's quick enough, then he'll probably hold back, save a little bit extra, and then make that last stop a lot quicker. And then once he comes out of pit road, hopefully ahead of both of these leaders, then he can run his normal pace.
Yeah, it all depends on how you're driving. Checking in here on this battle between Shane, Nathan, and Jesse here. Not much covering these guys. Nathan was, being a gold driver was a little higher up there. So after his little incident earlier, trying to make his way back through the field. And you can kind of see just the speed difference coming through the kink there after they launched out of that long right-hander. See if that Porsche is going to use its famous braking ability to make a move here. Now, I definitely just noticed on mine, you can see the tires picking up gravel now.
A little bit. Yeah, I just saw a tiny bit there. Let me check something here.
Okay, so Nathan in the pits now after being...
Yeah.
So he's off cycle from everybody a little bit too. So his last stop, he will get to save a little bit.
Well, might not mean the world, but top 10? I mean, even though that's still quite a ways away, but...
Well, I mean, top 10, that's 24 seconds ahead of him. But you got Mark Gonzalez, he pitted earlier. He pitted on lap 2.
He'll be able to run a little bit here. Oh, he just ran in the grass.
But,
okay.
Well, I mean, Mark's the only one in the Merc. And I can tell you this, it's the big old V8, she thirsty. She like the fuel. Then a gas station she's passed that she didn't like.
We'll see how she feels after this, at this rate, now that Mark
If he
running in
stretches it out
P10.
much more than that, he's definitely doing some lift and coast and whatnot. Now he's running 205s compared to 204s
Yeah, he's not running-
for leaders.
Yeah, he's not running bad laps at all. Comparison, Alan Elwood just ran an 05.7, so...
So Ricky has managed to get that gap now to Mason under a second.
Oh, the top two, though. Man, that... Going up, what is that? Up turn 12. There's gravel everywhere.
Yep. I see Mason taking a little look there around
Oh,
the
he's
outside.
setting up the corner. Oh, he's trying to set up for an exit. He's got a good runoff. We'll see what he decides to do here.
Yep, he's
Does he
definitely
go for
in
it?
the draft.
Yeah, but does he go for a move or does he just push? It looks like he's just going to push.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be in Mason and John's best interest to break that gap to Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let him inside that pit window.
Exactly. Get as far away from him as you can. You hope that pit strategy that he's pulling just doesn't work. I mean, that's the tough part. These guys, especially Mason's, probably going to be saving a little bit. Both of them will be. Ricky's probably not going to at this point, but at the same time, you want to push so he doesn't get close to you and you can pull away from him. So that'll be tricky to see what they do.
Because, I mean, I would have to double check and make sure, but I'm pretty sure fuel burn here is it's somewhere around that gallon per lap.
Okay.
So if you get an extra gallon, I want to say these cars are, that's about a second or two when it comes to fueling. So, for Ricky, if you keep it within that second or two, you've got a chance to jump him.
He's kind of cut down the gap here throughout this lap. Not by a lot, but a few tenths. He just needs a few more and he can get in that draft.
You kind of see the gap there between Kelly Pointer and Alan Elwood there. So both of these guys down a spot as Michael here has gotten past both of them. Michael last lap running a 24.91 and our leaders running 25.3s. So definitely gonna have to keep. Well, let me look at that. That's Ricky. He's right there, half a second to the back of Mason now.
That's about all he needed. Now he can coast from here.
I'm wondering if Mason stuck the nose up in there and cost Schwartz a little bit of time here or there. And that let Ricky get 4/10. Ricky is in the draft, and he is trying to attach himself to the back of Mason Smith and hopes he will pull him around.
Here's the real question now. Now that we know Ricky's a lap ahead of these guys and he's in the lead draft, do you think now that he's in this draft, does he choose to save and really make that last pit stop short? Or if he thinks he has the pace, pass these guys, stay on the strategy he's on perfectly, and then still make that last pit stop maybe a little bit short?
The thing is, if you can get an extra lap, that second, you're talking about these guys here, their qualifying times within 2/10 of each other.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to have to break that second gap. And I think if he goes around them and tries to run away, number one, I'm not entirely sure Ricky has the pace to leave, or two platinum drivers there in the dust.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he puts himself out front. He's going to burn that extra lap he saved. So I think the best thing, stick as close as you can, save what you can, pick and choose your lift and coast moments, because if you save an extra two, if he's able to save one extra lap on top of what he saved last time, that puts him 3 laps ahead. It's about 3 gallons of fuel. That's about 3 seconds. And if he stays stuck to the back of him, well, he'll be 3 seconds up the road on him. And if they're only pulling in a 10th or 2 a lap, it might be enough to keep him away until the very, very end.
Now, how about I throw in another wild card? The last lap, Nathan Sides only ran 2/10 slower than Ricky Renner did. And he's catching this pack, too. Now, he pitted with John and Mason as well, but he seems to be pushing it. Let's see what the lap times are, Nathan, compared to the leaders.
Nathan a little bit slower that time.
But he's still there.
Oh, you're talking about, Ricky, 24.8. Mason and Schwartz, 204.94, both dead. They're running the same lap times. Oh! Mason taking a look.
Whoa! Uh-oh. And look at the run that Ricky's got. Oh, he's thinking of going 3?
We're getting 3 wide?
Oh, go for it. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, they both back out of it. Oh, man.
I think Ricky, discretion is the better part of valor here tonight, but, I think Mason and Schwartz there, I think they're racing each other. I don't think they're saving anything.
No,
I think they're just having an outright dogfight.
At this point, they might know that Ricky's a lap ahead of them, so at this point, just push as much as you can. Try to get away.
Yeah, maybe, like I said, drivers up here, they're playing chess to our checkers, but...
Exactly. We could be completely wrong. Our mindsets might not even be remotely close to what they're thinking, but who knows?
Or, hey, it could just be, I'm going to beat Schwartz. That's all Mason may care about right now. You never know when some of these drivers, they'll just see red and they've got the target locked on, and that's all they care about. All the strategy, what was it, Tyson said, no plan survives the first punch to the mouth.
Sure, that sounds right. I have no idea, but yeah, let's go with that. Oh, Mason a little bit wide there.
Let's see, checking back through. Looks like James Molyneux and Mark Gonzalez right here next to each other on check, showing that Gonzalez went off track a little bit.
Ooh, he just about did again.
Yeah, I think he may be hurting those front tires on that Merc. It's real bad about it. If you get them a little too hot, it's hard to bring those tires back.
Yeah, and he did just pit a little bit ago, so let's see, about 3 laps ago.
But here you've got Alex Jaspers on the tail of Josh Anderson. Little Porsche on Mustang action for you. Ooh, Alex taking a little bit of a shallow line there. See if he's going to have anything for that Mustang down the straight. Yeah, the Mustang has generally had a pretty good motor, so we'll have to see if that Porsche can do anything about it.
No draft in front of Josh here, so I mean Alex is close enough to get that draft, but it doesn't look like he's going to be pulling him quite enough here to get close.
It looks like it's headed the other. No, it's slowly coming back to him, but you know the Porsche just. It's one of the reasons I don't love it. It doesn't draft well. You know, not like some of the other cars.
And that's something you need here. I mean, it's a tight racetrack, but there are, what, 3 big straightaways that could be useful.
There are 2 big gainers here, Jesse and Shane, in the McLaren and the Ford there.
Well, have they left each other this race?
Every time I keep looking, they're in that orange, like half a second to a second window. But let me check back up here with our leaders. I mean, it's a great race, but you know, part of
it'll all come down to the last stop. That's
I was gonna say part of me thinks they're still just sitting here playing games with each other. They may be trying to make it look like they're racing, but they may not be. It's not.
They might just be trying to excite Ricky Renner as much as they can.
Yep, Renner still with the fastest lap. 204.1 for Ricky. 204.2 for Schwartz, 204.3 for Mason. You know, that's a tenth separating all of them on their fastest laps.
Shows how good these guys are right now.
Elwood into the pits.
Ooh, interesting. Could he make it from here?
No, it's too early, right? 36. I mean, we're just past halfway. They got at least a few more minutes.
Did he underfuel the car maybe on the first stop? That'd be a that'd be an odd mistake to do that.
Oh, got a pass for the lead here. Mason down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he just straight sent it on him.
He did. Good move. Oh, he did. Oh, Alan Elwood's out of the race. He just disconnected. Ouch.
I don't see any off track or anything for him, so maybe some
came up, maybe. That's unfortunate.
Here. And we will hop on the back of this NSX, and you can see Rexy and the gold teeth there. So I was pretty sure when I saw it at Daytona there was only one gold tooth. So I'm curious about the extras they have there.
Look at the run Ricky's got on Mason, or on Jonathan Schwartz here. He's going to go to the right side, and he just gives it a spot to him.
Say Mason's got the world's greatest little view for the battle for second there. Yeah, that's what you want to see. You want to see the spectacle. Give me that little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, well, now that Rick's ahead, we'll see what kind of pressure he puts on Mason. Now that technically it's the most clean air he's had outside of the time he stayed out.
Here's your other thing is Schwartz, if you let Ricky go by something, he can save.
It looked like it.
Try to get on, the same plan Ricky's in.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like as they were going through the straightaway between 11 and 12, that once Ricky got to the right side of Schwartz just lifted, gave him the spot, didn't want to contest at all. So he's definitely got an idea behind right now, but I mean, now if Ricky's still got a quick pit stop, and now that he's ahead of one of the cars, we'll see what it's like when they pit. And he's got a little bit of a run on Mason too here.
Don't think.
Nope. Lets him stay there.
Had to deal with a little bit of mid-messaging from Carl. He uses a replay for 2 minutes. We get it. But yeah, but thinking Schwartz is not letting Ricky go either. He's just staying right there. And Ricky's not letting Mason go. But we're 40 minutes into this race, so it was right after the 20-minute mark when they came in for the first time.
Yeah, so they should be pitting here shortly.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is, even if he's already saved the fuel, if he can make it, I mean, Ricky could come in now with them and just short pit. He doesn't have to stay out to make it. Ricky going for the move here. Mason covering down the inside.
Thought of it. That was
Ricky
gonna be
going for the crossover on the underset? Nah.
Nah, he's probably going to set up here for the last corner, try to get a run. A little bit wide, that didn't help.
Oh, I believe that is Alexander Hamrick parking. No, that was Josh Anderson right over there on the side.
No, he might get enough. He's got a little bit of a run here. We'll see what he does into turn one.
You know, you can go too wide through turn one,
Oh,
but
look
it
at
will
Mason.
slow both of you down.
He's going defensive. I thought I saw the. No, I guess not. Okay.
I'm gonna try
never
to
mind.
sell a little bit of a dummy move there.
For a second, I thought he was letting him by. I thought I saw the flames going there.
The camera angle there will mess you up every time.
Yeah. Oh, Mason a little bit wide. He kind of misses apex there, and that's going to allow Ricky to get pretty close here.
Let's hop on board with Ricky here. See
Oh,
that
what
looks
does he
like
do? He's got to
knows what I
run.
thought. He backs off.
Backs out. Darn.
You kind of see here, like, I mean,
But that's two
Ricky's
corners in a
line-
row. I mean,
Ricky's
Mason.
line looks better.
It does. The last two corners, I mean, except right there, Mason
However-
missed his arc.
I mean, I will say, as Chris says, I paid for the whole track. I'm going to use it. And that's what
Oh,
Mason's
that's-
doing. And you see those last two corners.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's 6/10 right there.
Oh yeah, exactly. So, I mean, Ricky, those last first it was Mason missed his arc, then Ricky kind of missed his corners, allowed Jonathan to get close, but now they've kind of backed off a little bit. We'll see if Ricky can kind of set up Mason here once again for a pass, maybe in 12 or the final corner.
It kind of seems like the McLaren just gets a better run down that right-handed hill.
It does.
I mean, I know there's some draft going on. Oh, wow. Ricky is lifting early, and still gaining ground.
That's insane.
That's how he's got an extra lap. He's off the throttle for an extra second.
He was off the throttle there early as well. Kind of misses that entry there too. Whoa, Mason grabs a tiny bit.
If he's got Mason over driving the car, that's an accomplishment right there. If you're able to get inside Mason's head at all.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. And normally I don't see Mason make that many mistakes, at least not
No.
like that.
No, Mason's about one step short of being an absolute machine when it comes
Oh,
to
yeah.
consistency. But looking here, look. You got Nathan Sides, Kelly Pointer, Jack Peterson. They're in the pits.
Yeah, I mean I looked. Ricky pitted last time his first stop on lap 11. So if we went the exact same, I would imagine maybe Mason and Jonathan pit this lap and then Ricky stays out an extra one.
Yeah, that's,
See what they do here.
yeah.
Let's see.
I'm gonna try to see see where Nick is lifting here. I've got because.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing I'm kind of wondering is the way these guys are kind of arcing the corner in and even going a tiny bit wide. Don't forget the amount of, the X counter. SDK, like everyone has said, it's kind of all over the place with the X's. So, who knows what that looks like? But tons of these guys are using as much of the racetrack as they can. What counts as an X? I don't know. So we'll see.
There's a few spots. I know some of these guys definitely have some. There's going to be very few cars that make it through a Road America race with a 0X. Yeah. Ricky is definitely in save mode.
Well, let's see what they do here as they get ready to come to pit road entry.
I'm thinking
we
we're
were
about to see Mason.
Yeah, if we're gonna go splitting each stint exactly the same, Mason and Jonathan, I believe, would pit this lap, unless they
Lap
saved
10,
a little bit.
So you have
Yep, here they
21.
come. Yep.
So
here
they
come.
both went one extra lap. 'Cause if they didn't go one extra lap, that means Ricky'd be out there pounding around for two more.
Well, now that Ricky is out there by himself, now there should be like a qualifying lap. Set as much time as you can. Make it as quick as possible. Then once you bring it to pit road, hope maybe Jonathan or Mason, I don't know, have a little bit of a mess up somehow. And then you could be even further ahead if that's possible. So we'll see. We'll watch these two on pit road.
But right in
Jonathan-
front of him is John Crane and Mateo. You can see there's that gap. So he's got a little bit of time to try to close that down, but also Nick Terrell staying out as well.
Mason is off, so is Jonathan. Oh, they're dead even. Oh, but Mason barely pulls ahead.
And right out in front there. So they
Now
got
they
they got out and got clear of the lap traffic. That's one of those things. If they'd have come out behind that lapper, that would have just handed.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of those that 1 second that lap car may cost you is enough to, with that fuel strat, look, you know, to where they'd have to run Ricky down.
Now they're on cold tires too, so gotta
And
be
that's the
careful
other
of
thing
that.
is, you know, Ricky's a daggum good driver. You know, I know he's in gold, not platinum, but at the same time, you know, he's not a pushover. Like, even if you're Dom and Mason, you're not just blowing his doors off. It's not a give me pass. Even if
Exactly.
you're a half a second faster, you're gonna have to set him up. You're gonna have to force him into a mistake. You know, it's
Well,
not
get
just
ready.
easy.
He's getting ready to come up to the final corner here, so I imagine he'd bring it in this lap. Unless he somehow saved another lap, which would be amazing if he did. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
He is headed for pit lane there.
Alright, now we'll see the blend. This is what I'm excited to see.
But Mason there, 0.7 of a second, already pulled out over Schwartz.
Yeah, now there's no reason to save. Now they're just going to be going all out.
Yeah, this is a sprint to the end. The last 14 minutes of this race here tonight.
Ricky's slow,
Carry
casually
over
through.
chat, telling Ricky to stay in there.
Ricky now entering his pit stall. And Mason and Jonathan now exiting the final corner. This will be close. I can hear his motor running. He's ready. Will it be enough? He's off. Oh, he's easily got him.
That less fuel.
Yep.
And, I mean, they're going to catch up, but he's going to hold about a second lead over him. That's enough to be out of the draft. No, I mean,
yeah.
Ricky, if you wanted that win, put the hammer down and go, go, go.
Now, this is what you mentioned earlier. Ricky is definitely fast. It's not going to make this easy pass, but does he have the pace to just straight up keep this lead is going to be the next question.
I mean, here's your question. Well, I mean, and then also, if Jonathan and Mason, if they work together, you know, if they bump draft down the straightaway, that 1.3 seconds he has won't matter because they can push each other up to him.
Good.
But if they start fighting each other for second,
then that's Ricky's dream. Then he can run away.
you know. I mean, if I'm Ricky at this point, do you start talking a little bit on the radio?
You can, but it doesn't matter of how much that'll actually help.
But I mean, also look
Not
at this.
like-
You got John and Mason here a 0.2 of a second off of each other. You know, they're going to try to fight here.
I mean, like you just said, I don't see a reason why they should at this point. If they want to battle for this win, they gotta help each other as much as they can. Hope Ricky maybe makes even a little mistake. That'll be plenty of help. We'll see the lap times next lap. Whoa, Ricky a little bit wide there.
Hey, you know, just remember, X's are an expendable resource.
Exactly.
Sometimes, you know, if you've saved them all and you're already past the point where you're not going to get your bonus points for them, you know, no reason to cross the line with all of them intact.
All right, let's see. Yep, Jonathan, he had a run to make the pass, but he chooses to push
pushing.
Mason. Rightfully so. And now, unfortunately, see, this is the funny part. Now that Mason is the one in P2 and he's the one in front, he's got to be the one that can't mess up. He's got to, like, hit his marks perfectly to catch, at least get in the draft of Ricky.
Yeah, at this point, I think you got both of these guys that they're just going to want to run and push.
Oh, yeah.
But after a lap or two, you know, if you're not making inroads and they're 0.18, I mean, 0.2 is all they really pulled out of that lap on him. Yeah, but also you have to be careful because, I mean, well, oh.
Ooh, Jonathan.
Schwartz
Cool. I thought he was about to
into the
wreck.
grass.
Oh, he's going
Oh.
for it. Now does Mason just give him the pass? Oh, contact. Oh, barely. Wow.
Yeah, that was a little close there. Maybe
Now, I
a
will
little-
admit, looking at it, he didn't lose that much time because he kind of made that quick. Even though he did rough up Mason a little bit to get that pass, he still kind of got it going. So, not the worst thing to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Mason dropping off like that, you have to wonder, you know, was he pushing on his tires a little too hard in the outlap? Did they blister up a little bit, get a little too hot too quick?
Or does just Jonathan think he just has a straight up pace to beat Ricky, which is very possible. And I mean, now that he's passed, he's already put, what, 3-4 tenths on him.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's not, without Mason helping him to get that draft, he's going to have a much harder time. He's going to have to make it up in every corner. And I'm not seeing that gap get any smaller.
It'll be interesting. I don't know.
Well, we got 9 minutes. Yeah, this is an hour-long race, Tyler. There's 9 minutes
Yeah.
left. We
Yeah.
haven't even done a love to hear it because it's just too good.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about this. I mean, this is fantastic.
You know, but also checking in back here, it looks like Braden gonna try to make a move on Peterson there. Little touch, some Ferrari on Ferrari action.
These are all the UNOH guys. Obviously, I know these guys fairly well. All on a, I mean, granted, it's Jack and Braden battling side by side, but they got Francisco and P10 right as well. So, cool
Jack
to
with
see
a
the team
little
represent.
bobble there coming out of the corner onto the front straight. That's gonna give Braden a run. So you
it'll be
cover off
enough.
the inside. Do you just?
Oh,
say,
he's trying. Oh, he's trying. Oh, he's going for the move to the outside. That's going to be a tough pass. These two
You
did this
can
in
do
practice.
it. They're gonna send it.
Carlson,
He's
it
out
worked.
there. He may have gotten a off track, but it's not a slowdown out there.
Oh, he sends it deep into the
Around
corner.
the
But it goes
outside.
really wide. Oh, he's still there.
It's a drag race. It's a drag race all the way down the back, quote unquote, back straight.
I bet they're loving this. They are adoring this right now. This is really cool. Now we'll see what they do. Does Braden pull a little bit of what Jonathan did, rough up his teammate to make the pass? No, he doesn't. He gives him the room. But
I
they
mean,
can
how many
stay side
corners
by
are they going to be
side.
side by side? I mean, it's costing them, but they got some time to everybody.
Oh, they
Rookie
got
gears.
20. They got 23 seconds to Francisco. They got time to use.
This is going to be the dangerous spot for Braden here. It's around the outside, but Jack gives him room.
Oh, but he's got the advantage too. This might be it, but Peterson doesn't back off. Oh, he gets a little bit loose. Carlson will take it.
Ooh, yeah, I'll say this
That
is the
was
one. This is the one you
That was
don't want to
fun.
run too wide through.
Not in the
Is it-
kink. Oh,
Yeah.
if that's
no,
a kink,
not
that's
the
a
kink,
wreck.
the downhill. The
Oh,
downhill.
well, that too.
If you're on the outside, that gravel trap out there comes way quicker than you expect.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So-
And now Peterson with a little bit of a run here. We'll see if he makes the move here. He's going, weaving back and forth. Oh, he goes for it on the outside. Huge send. Carlson backs off and
Back.
guts it back. Oh, this is great.
And, I mean, too wide through here is not a smart move.
Oh,
You
okay,
can
he
make it
gives
work,
up.
but it takes that respect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is some good racing. You know, back up front though.
Oh, a little loose.
Back up front, Schwartz has got that gap down to 0.18, but he's got Mason 0.16 off his tail.
Yeah. Now, I mean, at this point, with what Jonathan did earlier, I don't see any reason why Mason would want to help him. But Ricky does have a lap car here, and James Molyneux. Well, never mind. He just gives it to him. Nah, it goes a little wide in the process. Whoa, that could have been bad.
Scares a little bit Schwartz there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, hey, the last 2 laps, Schwartz was faster than Renner by 1/10 exactly. So, at this rate, he might get there. And now that if he gets in this draft, it's on.
0.9. That's right there, flirty with it. But
See what he can
Mason,
do.
I mean, all it takes is Mason sending it inside Schwartz once, and that'll
that's
hand 2 or 3 tenths right back to Ricky out of that draft range. I mean, at this point, you're getting a little something from it, but it's not enough to close back up. But also, you've got the Porsche, which is historically not the best on the straightaway. There, you see Schwartz in the braking zone did pull in a tenth or two on Ricky.
Yeah, and he keeps running wide a lot. He's really using all the racetrack, and I mean it is working here. It looks like
7
Jonathan
tenths.
kind of missed the apex a tiny bit, but I think he's in that draft range, at least close enough here.
It's slowly coming down. But
Do you think Mason's in like the catbird seat here now? Because if he gets there, you know Jonathan will be aggressive. I mean, we saw it at what? I think it was Brazil against Dom. That Jonathan did not back off whatsoever.
Well, I mean, they had the same thing back here last season, and he was coming into I don't remember the name of the corner, but I can tell you when they get there on track here in a minute. That was the
That's
left-hander
right,
before the downhill. They
They
made some
did have
contact
that.
there.
They did have that. Was it? I think it was the fuel game last season. This is where he got his first win here. Correct? Am I wrong?
I think this may have been his first race, or it was the race before this one.
Okay. Well, either way, look how much closer he's got. He's there. He is right on the bumper of Renner. Now I think you can say he's a little bit quicker. But, I mean, you mentioned it. This probably will not be an easy pass. So,
And now Ricky may have underfueled the car slightly to get that big enough gap, and he may be having to save a little to make
a
it.
little bit.
You know, yeah, we're
I
going
mean,
to
I
wind
thi-
up going one extra lap kind of deal because, you know, you try to get it right, but
Yeah. I mean, honestly, at this point, if he thinks he underfueled the car, I mean, there's no reason to back off. I mean, just run it till it's on fumes. I mean, you're battling for the lead.
yeah, but
There's
then you
no
do what I
point.
did, and it dies, and you don't make it across the line, and you wind up being the last car in the lead lap.
And the issue with that
Right
also
now
is that
puts
this,
you 21st.
yeah, exactly. And the issue with this is if you run out like on the final corner, you still got to go uphill, too. So that doesn't help. But
Dom
Jonathan's
had
there.
enough last time to make it all the way up.
He's
I
there.
ran out of.
Here he
He's
goes.
going to be beside him.
Now, will Ricky give it to him? I highly doubt it. He's probably going to try to fight. We'll see if they could do what Carlson and Peterson were doing.
I think because of
Oh,
the
he gives
bobble,
it
he's
to
going to
him.
have enough.
He's going to give it. Not able to fight whatsoever, and Jonathan's going to now try to run away with it.
See if he has anything in response. Maybe, you know.
He goes a little bit wide there. Ricky's really good on the exits, so we'll see if he can get anything, enough to boil up a run. A little bit here. Does he
may
send
have
it?
to take a look. Take a look here.
He
You
could go
see-
for a send.
You see Schwartz covering
Nope.
off the inside there for a second.
Nope, he chooses not to.
Yeah, but this is one of those things too. Coming over the top of this hill is not necessarily the Porsche's favorite spot on this track.
Oh, a little bit wide again.
That's a half a second gap. See if he can. See if that McLaren has anything for the Porsche drafting down this. The Porsche's right there down that hill is where seems to be that Schwartz is making up time on Ricky. Mason back there in third.
And it's not just pure pace either. Jonathan needs to hit his marks. No mistakes. Don't run off too wide.
Oh yeah. Going deep in one corner. I mean, we're. What is that? A minute left. Here, we're not. Yeah.
We'll see what.
Because
We'll see.
slow down. You cut it a little too much. You get a slow down right now, and you're third place because you're gonna have to give it up.
Well, we'll see. Does Ricky get a good run here? A little bit. He's there. Jonathan's blocking it off though. Are we taking the white? Yeah, we are. One to go.
Flag.
This is big. Does Ricky really go for it? Is he going to set him up for a specific corner? He's going to let him have it. Oh, he goes a little bit wide. That hurt. He's going to set him up here for the heavy breaker in turn 5. See a good run off. About equal. See, I don't think he's close enough for a send. He's blocking it off, but still trying to get as much draft. Still hanging on. Little bit of a missed arc. Couple of lap cars coming up as well. We'll see if that affects anything. Ugh.
Mason running a little wide back there. Mason wanting to get a shot at this too.
Yeah, I think it's all going to come down to this turn 12 here at the end of the final straightaway here. I think Jonathan's looking pretty good here. Does Ricky have anything for him?
I mean, it's going to take a send out of Ricky to get this one. Or a mistake
Yeah.
on Jonathan, I think.
I don't think it's close enough for a send. He definitely breaks way deeper. Gets close. I don't think it'll be enough, though. Got 2 more corners. Not quite going to get there, it doesn't look like. Can he get any last second run here on this straightaway? A little
He's got
bit.
it. It's 4/10. I mean, right now,
Not enough, though.
if that thing coughs, he's got it.
Nope, that's it. He does it. Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Schwartz taking home the win here tonight.
What a finish.
Ricky
Good
Ritter
stuff.
coming in, beating our 3rd place Mason Smith. Got Nathan Sides there, Kelly Pointer. I mean, these guys aren't that far back.
Yeah,
Michael?
not at all. Good job,
Nick?
Michael.
Just holding off Jack Peterson there. Or what? No, that wasn't Peterson. That was.
Oh no, here's Peterson and Carlson getting ready to come up the hill. This is their battle. Looks
I
like
think
Peterson's
Jack's
gonna hold
gonna
on.
Hold him off.
Yep. Oh, Carlson with a huge run. Oh, not enough.
Peterson having to wait for the tank. I think he is out. Let's
Hold on.
look here.
Let me listen. Let me hear going up the hill.
Yep. he's
No,
out.
I didn't. Yeah, he's out now. I didn't hear it stumble going up the curb, so I think once he lifted after the checkers, I think that might be it.
Who else we got out here? Alan Gullison. Where is Shane? There we go. He held off Alex Jaspers.
Run.
Josh Betts. There's Mateo Gonzalez down in 17th. He coming up trying to finish. We have Robert Kinney and Nathan Nickerson here. Guessing Nathan probably having a little bit of damage after that. Oh!
Whoa.
All the way here to the end, still trying to get a little something. John Crane maybe trying to get Robert Kinney here. On the
See if it's
last lap,
enough.
on the last corner.
Can he get him?
Clearing on Ford.
I don't think so.
That gap is a little smaller than it was for Ricky, but no, not quite enough.
How about that? Nice.
Robert Kinney going to take that one. Josh Anderson.
Oh, he's out. Can he make
is
it up the
out.
hill?
He is close.
Oh, can he
Close.
make it? He's already the last car on the lead lap, so
Yep, he's over the hill. It's
think
downhill
he-
from here. He should make it.
yeah, I think he can coast from here. Yep, he's good.
And across the line.
There you go. There you go. Awesome.
Let's pull up.
That was fun.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a great race there. Let's see. Looking like we've got Alex, Francisco, Renner, Mason. Okay. So, if the winners would please make their way to the broadcast waiting room. Schwartz in chat saying Ricky was fast. All right. Let's see. So, we've got, I don't see Shane in here anywhere. So, let's find Alex Jaspers. Where is Alex? There we go. Drag Alex in here. Alex, this is John and Tyler in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy there, guys.
So, how was that for you tonight?
It was a tough slog. Had that little spin in turn 3 there. Everybody checked up a little more than I thought, so kind of hit the grass to try to avoid rear-ending somebody, and yeah, didn't end up getting any damage. Everybody was good at avoiding, and had to fight my way back up.
Yep. See that you made it back up to 14th overall, but first in bronze. So congratulations on that here tonight.
Right on. Woohoo, thank you.
Looks like Betts had a little bit of pace as well, but managing to get past him. So congratulations.
Yeah, he had some pretty good pace there. I managed to just catch him in the end there. I don't know if he took tires on the last stop or not, because he was out of the pits a lot faster than I was, and I took tires, and I think that might have been the deciding factor. Got a little worried there. Martin's his teammate, is he not? Because he came out of the pits right behind him, and I thought that they were trying to work together there and get the draft and stay ahead of me, but
I'm not sure if they are or not. Tyler, do you know?
Not that I can see.
Okay.
No, I thought they were. Never mind then. Okay.
So, but no, nice recovery drive. Yeah, you looking forward to next week at Monza?
Monza, ooh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. The
That's a great
44%
reaction
chance
for
of
Monza.
rain.
Ooh.
Rain, even better.
So you think you'll still be in that Nuka-Cola Porsche, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I drove the McLaren quite a bit last year, and then iRacing did an update, and they adjusted a couple of things, and I just cannot drive that McLaren anymore. I don't know why. Porsche still feels so.
There's something though about that McLaren at Monza. It is just fast. It is just fast.
Yeah, it's got that straight line speed. It's really good. I'll have to try her out for sure.
Well, congratulations here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 117 machine before we let you go celebrate?
Yeah, again, of course, you guys up there in the booth every week. You guys do an awesome job up there. Another one to my family there who watches me race every week here now, and yeah, gotta give the shout out to my wife there who lets me do this every week as well. So.
Well, I'm sure she'll appreciate hearing that. But hopefully we'll catch you next week in Monza.
I'll be there.
All right. That was not third place. Bronze division winner, Alex Johnson.
That's nice of you.
Oh, yeah. It's weird. We have all these different divisions, which I'm having to go through here. And I believe silver is, yes, in fact, Jesse Francisco. Let's pull Jesse in here. You want to take this one away, Tyler?
Yeah, I got it. Hi, Jesse. I thought we weren't going to be talking to you today.
Yeah, I kind of ate my words on that one, didn't I?
Yeah, a little bit. But hey, I mean, great run there. P10. You were pretty much there all race. If I'm being honest, I'm looking through highlights. I mean, it just seemed like it was a fairly casual race for you there. Take us through what happened from your perspective.
Yeah, obviously, number one goal was making sure that you survived lap one. Had a little bit of a co-brown there early in the race, but we got through it. A little damage, so unfortunately, I think Alan spun out in front of me, and that's kind of how I inherited the lead. And then from there on, I was just kind of managing our gaps, kind of just make sure you execute on your pit stops, just making sure that you stay consistent and you don't do anything stupid that can somehow put you on the back foot.
Yeah, so I mean, you kind of just mentioned pit stops there, and that was something that we up here were focusing on quite a bit, especially for the race for the lead here. And we saw at least a couple of guys starting to run closer, if not out of fuel, as they were coming to the checkered flag. So take me through the pit sequence for you there. Were you doing any saving throughout the race, extra aggressive pushing, and what was going on from your perspective?
Yeah, so last year when we ran this track, it was obviously kind of a similar deal with fuel saving. So, um, but the main thing was my goal going into it was see how long I can go on the first stint, and then we'll kind of plan from there. Figure out if I need to do any fuel saving, because if I can get past that first 20 minutes, then you can still do a two stop and not really have to save it all. So going as long as you can on your first pit stop, then I noticed obviously when I pit the first time, I had more than 20 minutes. We were more than 20 minutes into the race, so I knew that I didn't really need to fuel save much going forward. So at that point, I felt pretty confident just running it pretty much dry and then going into the pits for my second stop.
Well, it's also kind of funny you mentioned dry, because next week we go to Monza, and according to John's radar, it might not be dry. It might be a little bit of rain next week. So,
Yeah.
are we feeling good about that? Are we absolutely terrified? How are we feeling?
I'm gonna have to watch from afar next week. I'm not gonna be able to make it. I got some work things I got to take care of, but
Sure, you're not just scared of the rain.
uh, for purposes of this interview, just work purposes, right? But no, it will be 7 minutes. I would have loved to try that out, and obviously the rain's a different challenge, and um, but I think it'll be a good race regardless, and um, hopefully you guys put on another show.
All right, Jesse. Well, we really appreciate your time there with a P10 finish for you there. Any quick shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to you guys, and obviously you run a great broadcast every week. UNOH guys, and obviously you, Tyler. We've known each other for a while, so shout out to all those guys. Just kind of helping me out.
Well, good run for you there, Jesse. P10 for you, solid run. It's nice that we actually got to talk to you when you thought we didn't.
Exactly.
But yeah, good stuff for you, and we'll catch you next race whenever we see you.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, that was first in silver, 10th overall, Jesse Francisco. We will pull in. It's going to be Mason in third. Mason, this is John and Tyler in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So, did you realize that Ricky was going to be able to jump y'all in the pit phase there? Or was that a just shot coming out of the pits?
No. No. Well, because he saved one lap later, so he got the little faster pit stop than I did. So that's why he jumped out ahead. But it was a great race overall to make up for Road America. So um, but yeah. Yeah, John Ricky had a very good race. Just it wasn't enough to execute the strategy.
Yeah, it looked like we were seeing quite a lot of debris getting tossed on the track by a bunch of people. So I'm sure you heard all the gravel banging around the underside of that Acura here tonight.
Now, I wouldn't say debris wasn't an issue, or I would say it wasn't an issue on the track. So I didn't care for it too much. It's just well, apart from the one issue the Acura had was as like I don't know, it was the last corner. It kind of struggles to like turn and get the grip I need, but that's only like one corner. So I think
Yeah,
that's the only falter of the Acura. Other than that, I thought I did good, but the car choice, it was well could throw up a Russian roulette at this track with whichever car. I think any car could be good here, but just decided to stick to the car I I'm used to driving almost.
I was gonna say definitely you and Jonathan there. We could see y'all coming out of the final turn onto the front straight each time. Look like both of y'all were getting into the grass there a little bit. You know, SDK was telling me that y'all were getting on up there in the off tracks. Was it close or not? Not at all tonight.
Well, I don't know how SDK works, so it would probably mean double. But
Yeah, it said you had 18.
no, by then, by then I would have been out of this race. um, but yeah, he had a little handful of incidents. Just but that's just because we're driving hard. We don't want to get, we don't want to get overtaken or whatever. Just that's just it's just the naturality of pushing hard, just trying to catch the car in front, or whether it's that or if it's just running away from, second or third.
I would say when Jonathan came around you there into that into the back straight, looked like Rexy was ready to take a little bite there.
Mhm. Yeah, Rexy used to run that, but yeah, you know, again, you can only, I can only like, you know what's he gonna do? Is he gonna like push and make it a three-way, which he made up 2 spots in like the last 10 minutes or so, or 15 minutes. Incredible, by the way, but it's like it's just it becomes a guessing game. So whether he's gonna push, lift off, or go for it. So it's hard to tell in the moment. Like, it's easy to look back, but then
Oh yeah.
when yeah, when you're in the moment, you don't really know what to do unless you race with them before. Maybe it'll take probably like a couple races to learn, but yeah, sometimes in the moment, like you never know what he's gonna do.
I was gonna say you'll definitely put on a great show tonight. One mistake out of any of y'all there in the top three, and it's a different winner. So, thanks for putting on a great show. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that number 6 machine before we let you go celebrate?
Uh, to the family that watches, to you on the broadcast, or to y'all, and to the competitors, and also the running 212. So there's
Well,
that.
all right. Well, you looking forward to Monza next week?
Mm, well, I know there's gonna be rain, uh, but I don't mind too much of it if it does come.
Monza's a
'Cause
good track for rain. It's not too terrible.
it's
It's not Brands Hatch, thank God.
it's
We'll
not
find out.
it's not Brands Hatch where you want that track to be dry, but I
It
think
never
Monza's
is.
Monza's best. Uh,
Well, again, congratulations, and hopefully we will catch you next week.
See you next week.
All right, that was third place Mason Smith, and Tyler, why don't you take this one with Ricky here?
All right, Ricky. Well, fair to say you were the one that probably had the booth talking the most. Your race seemed kind of up and down quite a bit there. You had the different pitch strategy going a lap later than everybody else, and then you had that tight battle there with John there at the end. But before we kind of get to that battle at the end, take me through your pitch strategy. Was this kind of staying out longer, maybe saving some fuel? Was that the plan from the beginning, or was that something decided as the race went on?
No, it was kind of planned from the beginning. All I had was horror flashbacks from last season when about 12 people ran out of fuel on the last lap. And I just didn't want to put myself in that situation again. So I was like, all right, we can save a little fuel here. Wasn't in a rush like to get by him or anything. I had a nice draft, helped also save fuel and keep some pace. And I was like, if I can just make it one more lap than what we'll say was the minimum to get to the end. I was like, we should be in a good position. Plus, we can take a little bit, less fuel, shorter stop there at the end, and hopefully put ourselves in a good position.
Well, you definitely did put yourself in a good position there. You had a really good battle there with John there at the end. For a second, I thought you maybe fueled the car a little bit less than what you wanted. We kind of have the feeling that you maybe did that and kind of saved a little bit towards the end, but obviously it didn't seem like it was really that close there, or maybe at least we think. But take me through that battle with John. I mean, you were there, had the lead by a few seconds at one point, but then John just all of a sudden ran you down and put down a pretty good battle. What was that like?
Yeah, so I kind of did the math while I was coming in, and I made sure and adjusted the fuel margin so that when I came out, I didn't have to fuel save, and I could just run as fast a laps as I could. So I knew I had enough fuel, but what I didn't think about was I had been fuel saving so much, like coming down the start straight, I was letting off at like the blue cone and coasting to the corner. So those first 2-3 laps when I came back out and I was trying to brake as late as I could, I was just making too many mistakes. One time in turn one, I was a full car off the track, and I'm like, oh boy, like it took me a few to kind of dial it back in. And then once he got to me, I was just kind of thinking like, hey, like when I was behind him, I had the pace, so maybe I can just stick with him, calm down a little bit, and use the power down the start straight, and maybe drag race him to the finish line. But he's a hell of a driver, so he didn't really give me that opportunity.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we saw you had a couple chances there off the corners. You had a couple runs. He definitely did cover the inside to avoid the moves there. You had a few chances there to try to get to his outside, but it was also kind of at some awkward spots there. What was the debris kind of like on the racetrack? Was there a few spots that like you knew you were able to pass him, or were there maybe some spots where you're like, we can't run side by side here at all?
There were a couple spots where I knew like if I was close enough and got a good run, I could get by him. But the McLaren kind of struggled through like 5 through 8. You come down the hill, up just through the middle section was pretty tricky in the car. So it'd kind of be like the last sector, I would gain the time back up and try to get him in the first sector. But yeah, I mean, the big thing was I'm not in their division yet, so I didn't want to do anything too risky and take somebody out or cause somebody else to wreck or something like that. So I had that kind of weighing there. But then I was like, well, if I get bumped up and I give some positions away, I'll be pretty bummed that I didn't do the best I could. So I just enjoy racing, and together, like, we all had a great battle, and it was really fun.
Well, it was good stuff for you there in P2. How do we feel like we can replicate maybe a P2, maybe even better at Monza next week, and maybe even throw a little rain into that?
If we throw a little rain into it, we got a real chance. But all I can do is keep practicing with the whole next gen squad and keep trying to improve like each week. I don't know if you guys saw the highlight reel at the end of lap 1, but we got to eliminate those kind of mistakes. That was a wild ride.
Yeah,
Definitely,
sure. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, John.
Well, I was going to say, before we let Ricky go there, I noticed, you get out of the Porsche, you get in the McLaren, and you're sitting here dicing it up with John and Mason.
Honestly,
I'm just from the broadcast booth, I'm going to say, drop the Porsche.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. When they killed it for the 24-hour, we switched to the McLaren, and after spending a bunch of time in it for that race and stuff, I actually just found that it was a really enjoyable car for me to drive. I always felt like in the Porsche, to go fast, you have to be on the limit, and I just decided to drive this, and it's a little more, I want to say mellow.
It's a lot easier to
little
feel
more-
safe, too.
Yeah, that was much nicer. But yeah, like, I'm looking forward to driving the McLaren some more. Maybe test out the Acura. We'll see how it goes. But for right now, the McLaren's really nice to drive, so I'm having fun in it.
Well, good stuff there, Ricky, overall. With the P2 spot, any of the quick last-minute shout-outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Just the whole Next Gen Motorsports crew there. All the guys hanging out, practicing, putting up servers, putting in some time. It's been, a lot of fun, and hopefully they had pretty good races tonight. I haven't looked at the results, but we'll go back and debrief and get ready for next week.
All right, Ricky. Well, we really appreciate your time. Congrats on the P2, and we will see you next week.
All right, see you guys.
All right, that was second place Ricky Renner, and he hopped out of there. So we will pull our winner, John Schwartz, in here. John, this is Tyler and John in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
So, nice to see Rexy out on track after the 24. Notice it had the front bumper back, so apparently it wasn't stolen too hard.
Indeed.
No, definitely. Were you a little shocked to see Ricky come out of the pits there in front of you and Mason, or were you just, knowing that he got that extra lap, we're just waiting for it to happen?
Yeah, honestly, I was actually waiting for it to happen, but I was hoping that when we pitted, it seemed that tires did actually make quite a big difference. And even just pitting that one lap earlier, I felt like we were able to get a really solid outlap and might be able to close the gap to the point that might even be under a second. So I think the fact that he managed to come out with around like 1.9, 1.8 seconds really says a lot about either his fuel saving or just general tire management, to the fact that he had a really good in lap as well. So just absolutely fought so hard there. Was a little bit aggressive on Mason there into turn, I think 4 it was. Didn't try to push him off road, just tried to get alongside. And I think once I had the corner, just tried to open up the track a little bit. So tried to make that as smooth as possible. But I was like, if he managed to close the gap back up and got right up to my bumper, I was probably going to let him back by. But I just felt like I had the pace to catch. And at that point, I didn't know if I was going to pass, but I thought I was at least going to be able to catch Ricky there. So to be able to get by, I think it sounded like he was a little bit nice there, just because he said he was in the different class, so wasn't going to fight me as hard. But nonetheless, still really fun racing with him right at the end there.
Yeah, definitely. Y'all, between you, Mason, and Ricky, for the most part, you could throw a blanker over the three of y'all. After Ricky's little initial mistake, but definitely put on a good show here tonight. The looked like the Porsche coming there out of that final corner. Definitely saw you get a little wide a couple times there. Were you getting a little close to the off-track limit there before the end, or not quite far enough to trigger those?
I think I had around 6 with like 3 laps to go, and then I pushed it really hard because I had a bunch to spare, just trying to get anything I could to build a gap on those guys. It just seemed that McLaren was so strong in the straights. I was like, I knew if I could just get the gap under a second, I'd have a chance. It seemed like the Porsche really excelled in like the middle sector, like turns 5 up through the carousel, and then after that point, it was just about hanging on as best we could. So seeing that Mason was quite solid with the Acura. It seemed like the last few corners for him were a little bit challenging, especially Canada corner. He seemed to run wide occasionally there, so often we're able to close a bit on him. But this Porsche, it has good top end, but it was definitely a challenge because the acceleration right out of the corner, just not much torque. So had to fight and claw for every single 10th just to stay with those guys. So definitely it wasn't a guarantee to win at any point there. And I think it was definitely a really smart call from Ricky to get those 11 laps at the start. I tried my best to get there, and I think I was about a 10th of a lap short. So if I managed that, race would have been maybe a little bit easier. But nonetheless, happy to pull off the win.
Yeah, congratulations. Next week over to Monza with there's a little chance for rain there in the schedule.
Any rain we can get, I'll be appreciative of. Monza definitely. I wouldn't say it's my best track, not my worst track. Just know a lot of things can happen there because huge draft opportunities, lots of a lot of drafting and passing opportunities, but also long braking zones where you can save fuel. So definitely intrigued to see what cars are going to work well there, and hopefully can hang right at the front with to have some good racing.
Well, again, congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 199 machine before we let you go celebrate this win?
Well, definitely Rexy. He seemed to help me pull off this win. I didn't run the paint scheme for the Daytona 24. I probably should have because I ended up wrecking out a few times in the few slots I did attempt. So I'll take the the luck from the lack of luck from the Daytona and hopefully transition it over here. And who knows, maybe I'll even use the same livery next week if it's my new good luck charm or something.
Well, again, congratulations, and hopefully we'll catch you in the winner's circle next week.
Yeah, thanks for the broadcast, guys.
All right. So, Tyler, let's pull up the results here. And not qualifying. We need the race. We're going to quickly look at the overalls here. Overall, you have John Schwartz taking home the win, Ricky Renner in second, Mason Smith in third, Nathan Sods in fourth, Kelly Porter in fifth, Michael Brock in sixth, Nick Terrell in seventh, Jack Peterson in eighth, Braden Carlson in ninth, Jesse Francisco in 10th. And gotta click on the right one. 11th will be Alan Gullis, and 12th Brandon Shane Theron in 13th. 14th will be Alex Jaspers. 15th Josh Betts, Brandon Mateo in 16th, Mark Gonzalez in 17th, Nathan Nickerson in 18th, Robert Kenny in 19th. 20th will be John Crane. 21st, Josh Anderson. James Molyneux in 22nd. William Burrow in 23rd. Alexander Hamrick in 24th. Eric Martin in 25th. Alan Elwood in 26th. 27th will be Paul Lawson, and we did not actually see Dominique Ford here out on track. Otherwise, I think that might be Dom's worst finishing core ever.
Hi, yeah, I think so.
But from everyone here in Core, that's it for this week for our broadcast. But we will catch you again next week from virtual Monza.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone, y'all have a good night, and we will catch you later.